Hi everybody, Kimberly here from Halton Paranormal. First of all, I'd really like to thank all of our guests for coming out last Saturday night. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. We had a great time, and yeah, we're really looking forward to the next one. So in this video that you're actually going to see is part of the ghost walk. It's part one, and what we did was Kim and I split the groups into two, and my group actually did the horse barn first. So this video will show their activity and us in the horse barn. The horse barn is very well known for the radio turning on and off. It's also very well known for footsteps and hearing horses running in the arena when there are none in there. And it's also known for a lot of apparitions that have been seen. So we actually started, I tried to show them how we investigate and what we do, and I have to say that my group was absolutely perfect. You guys did an awesome job. And so we played a little bit with the ghost box. We did get something, some evidence from the ghost box and a little bit of talking to us. We also had the K2 meter out, and we got quite a few hits off the K2 meter as well. Now, in my group, we also had a girl that came and she brought a pendulum, which was actually very exciting and fun in itself. And we had a lot of fun with that and got a lot of responses from that. So it was a really great investigation. And I think by the end of the night, as you'll see on part two of the tape, I think a lot of the non-believers actually might have become a little bit more of believers, which is kind of cool. So sit back, enjoy the video, and thanks again to everybody that came. It was an amazing time. Okay, thanks, bye.
The property was originally owned by a Canadian family. Now, I haven't gone as far back as when it was erected. I do know that back in probably the early 1900s, it was a local Canadian family. There are still members of the family still in this area. In about 1948, there was Duchess Olga, she is the sister of the last Tsar of Russia, who was Nicholas II. And that came about, her coming here. Are you guys familiar with Anastasia?
Yes.
A lot of the movies and the history? Okay. Anastasia was her
No, it's not on Super
niece.
Night.
Now, if you know the story, I'm just going to kind of briefly go over it. Back in the early 1900s, of course, they ended up in exile. And Nicholas II, his wife, and his 4 or 5 children, there was 4 girls and 1 son, they ended up having to run constantly because people were looking to execute them, so they were in hiding. So one night while they were in their bed sleeping in what they thought was a safe house, somebody from the White Army came up and basically said to them, come on, we've got to move you again, get up. They got up, got dressed, got their teddy bears, their suitcases, whatever they needed, went downstairs, and they promptly sat them as if they were going to get a family portrait done, and then told them they were going to be assassinated. They did in fact kill them, as goes the story. There was a lot of rumors, of course, that Anastasia had survived. It was debunked. Over the years, they've actually proven that that's not the case. Without getting into details, it seems pretty concrete that she did in fact die with the rest of them. Now, one of the interesting things about this place is that Kimberly has been getting something basically stating that there is a young girl, I believe, here. Through the things that she's been telling me and with the research I've been doing, it's very possible that Anastasia's spirit is here. She was also known to be a very nasty, mean-spirited child, a very intelligent child nonetheless. She died when she was about 17. Another thing that Kim was getting was the letter M. So the connection that I've been making with that is that as a young girl, and actually as growing up, Anastasia's nickname was, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but Melenka or something like that. There's your M, and that means little one in Russian. So that kind of was tying that up. We also have, I guess it's a little...
Well, the Duchess, someone bought this place for her.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So from there, the Duchess actually fled to Denmark. From Denmark, she found she was fighting for her life at one point. She had threats that it's going to happen to you as well. She left and came to Canada. She came here in 1948, which was 30 years from the day that, or from the year that the rest of her family had been assassinated. She bought this place. Her and her husband lived here quite comfortably for about 4 years, fit in fine. He was getting older. He wasn't able to take care of it. It was too much for them to keep. So by 1952, she sold it. Now, here's another interesting fact. The people that she sold it to is Wolfgang von Richthofen, who is, if anybody's familiar with war stories, it's the Red Baron's cousin. And he also had a part in trying to take down Hitler. So that was kind of an interesting thing, who also owned this property for quite some time. There's a few other things we haven't quite tied up yet, so I won't even go into that at this point. But there is another thing Kimberly was getting, that there is something linked to Indians, or an Indian. So with talking to some of the locals and whatnot, there is an Indian ghost that has been seen up the road in a house. Apparently there was an Indian named Half Day who was kind of nomadian. He used to just kind of wander around. I don't think he really lived anywhere. He just kind of moored around the place. And when he passed away, of course, he didn't have a plot, he didn't have any money. And what they used to do back then, if somebody had a plot, an extra plot or whatever, they would bury him. So we're not sure where he's buried.
Well, there is a graveyard right there, and you said
that's where they figured he is.
Yeah.
It's not a headstone, it's actually a flat stone. So we have yet to really try and look and see maybe if he in fact is just behind here. So we're figuring that could be the Indian spirit that wanders around here. The barn over there, the tall one,
that's where you're gonna go in.
was a militia barn. It has been moved. This is not the original site. It was from another area in here, in around.
It was right out
Campbellville.
front. It was right out.
It was out the front.
Yeah.
See, I wasn't sure. She had mentioned to me that it had been moved. So there's another interesting spot, because who knows? We don't know a lot about that, other than the fact that it was moved. Underneath the greenhouse, is it, Kim?
Yeah.
Underneath the greenhouse up there, there's also an Indian burial ground. So this spot here is loaded with history. Absolutely loaded.
Okay, so, and then we always just say November 26th, we're at the Kim's Farm, I'll just say Kim's Farm, in the horse barn itself. And we'll wait and see if we get, you set them anywhere, and then they'll pick up stuff later. So you guys can go ahead and start taking as many pictures as you want. Get your cameras out and start shooting. I will tell you, for some reason we had in this part of the barn, we had a stable. Here a bit. This one. Okay. This here stable, this stall, for some reason the horses will not stay in this stall. Okay? Every time we try and put a horse in this stall, it tends to hurt itself, try and kick the door down, won't settle down, won't stop settling down, it just goes ballistic. You think?
I would too.
Go around the track, such things go animals too. Yes, definitely, you're right. So I think that's why they don't like, because this was that horse's stall, I believe. So we get a lot of, like if you put your hand out, they'll ask things to touch us and things like that, and we'll get touched on occasion. We hear a lot of noises coming from the stall especially. So, and something else I should probably mention is when you're talking, always talk like this, at this key, never whisper. Okay, because if you whisper, then we might mistake it for something paranormal, because you can hear it under the breath, right? So always keep it at a nice even tone when you're investigating. So in this actual particular barn itself, this part, we've seen a lot of people walking back and forth, a lot of people moving around like shadow figures. As Kim said, the radio goes on and off and changes channels and things like that. Just a lot of all-around activity in here. So what we usually do is, with the recorder, We usually ask questions. Okay, and then we always give it like a little bit of a break so that we allow the spirits to answer on the recorder. So just take some pictures, and what you guys can do, because my recorder is going, ask any question you want. Just, is there somebody here with us? Then leave a break. And then somebody can say,
How long do you wait?
just a couple seconds.
Normal conversation.
Yeah, ask them to make a noise for you. Can you bang on the wall like this? And one more thing that I should always tell you before I go and grab him, is if you shuffle, you do this, or you go, say, just me, okay? You always tag the movements or the noises you make, so that we know who's doing it, okay? And I will be right back in 1 minute.
That's good to know.
I'm
So the tip on the
never
throat.
saying just me all the time.
Of course, she said, no, if you want to do it. Yeah, I know.
Come on, guys, ghost hunt.
Us listening. Okay, you go first. You have the pencil. I have the crystal. You have the pencil. Well, I need the light. Does anybody want to ask a question? I can go ahead and ask it. And clockwise is yes, and counterclockwise is no. Is there anybody here with us? Yes. Okay. Is there more than one person? Yes. Is there any females here? No? Is there any, are they all men here?
Okay. And we'll come back down here. They're not in here tonight. The only thing I can't do is if you should go, because you can't take pictures directly into the night vision. It'll wreck the night vision. You can't take a shot. Well, you can from the distance, but not too close in the Okay, so how's everybody doing? Good. This is good.
According to my pendulum, there's no women tonight, there are only men in here.
No which?
There's no women
Oh,
here
no women in here?
tonight, there's only men.
Okay,
And there's
so,
more than one.
okay. Okay, so, and this is my son, Chris, who's our bodyguard.
Yes.
Okay, so. Everybody just stay kind of quiet while people ask questions, so we can get possible answers.
You ghost in the future?
Is there anybody in here with us tonight? If there is, could you make a noise for us? We're not here to harm you in any way. We're only here to talk to you and maybe see if you have anything you'd like to say. Now, I know there is a native Indian that is on these grounds. Are you with us tonight?
Is there an Indian in here tonight? Yes.
So we have an Indian with us. Are you here to communicate with us tonight? person sensitive to any kind of feelings?
Me.
You, okay. Anybody else?
I've had experience with seeing a ghost before,
Okay.
and I've heard a ghost.
Okay. So you've got the open knowledge, you just don't know how to use it yet, is what you're saying.
I think so, yes.
I used to hear people downstairs when I was little in my mom's shop. All of her customers that had come before, I could hear them downstairs talking for hours and hours. And there was nobody down here.
Okay, so you're open.
There was a young boy that had hammers off in the basement of our house.
Oh, boys.
Actually, I think it was outside off the tree.
So we have another device here too with us, I believe, it is called the K2 meter. Right here. Does anybody know what a K2 meter is? Nobody else knows? Okay. What the K2 meter is it actually, it's good for like checking for hydro, okay? So, because sometimes when you go into a home, if it has a high EMF, which is the hydro, what comes off of hydro, it can sometimes make you feel very sick, very queasy, like somebody's watching you. So when we go into places, we always bring this with us to double check the hydro wires and stuff to make sure that it's not high EMF. Okay, so if these lights light up, they can go all the way up. I'll turn it off, but they go up to red. When they light up, that means that the temperature on this device has changed instantly to a 5-degree difference. And that usually indicates that there is a spirit present. Because they're a lot colder than what we are or the surroundings that they're in. So what we usually do is we put this down somewhere. If we find that there's no high EMF in the room, we'll put it down in a location and just ask something, a spirit, to come as close as they can to the box. And we get quite a bit of reaction off of this one, actually. This is something good to have. So if we just put it here. And we just watch. Is that somebody's hand?
Yeah, that's mine.
Okay.
Just me.
So if there's anybody in this room with us, could you please come close to this green light that we have? It won't harm you in any way. It'll just prove to us that you're here with us.
Don't bring your blue lights.
Do you want me to turn off my flash?
Blue lights.
No, flashes are fine. You have to understand, okay, like, we're
See,
trying to
look.
get as much, yeah, there we go,
It was agreeing with me.
yeah.
Doesn't like the lights when the
Okay.
lights go off.
When there's a lot of people in a room, it's hard to get spirits to communicate because they're not understanding why there's so many people around. So they're a little bit more standoffish.
Light them all the way up to the very top. Show them you can do it.
There you
Perfect.
go,
Thank you very
awesome.
much.
Oh, that is awesome.
Thank you very much. Do you want to know why we're all here?
If you want to know why, light them all the way to the red for yes.
Doesn't care.
Mhm.
Doesn't care. We're in the way, aren't we?
Do you like us being here?
Very much.
Yeah.
We're in the way. I'm sorry. We've come to invade you. We're very, very interested.
We're not here to harm you in any way. We're just here to communicate. Do you mind that we're here?
I know you do. I'm sorry about that.
We won't stay long, promise. Is anybody want to ask a question?
Are there any females here? They're all men tonight, aren't they? If they're all men, please light it up all the way.
Are you?
You can move closer to it, you know, you don't have to move away. Thank you.
Are you alone tonight?
No, there's more than one man. And there's a horse too here, isn't there? Yes. Are there any other animals here? Are there dogs and cats here? Maybe one? Light it up if there is one animal here, other than a horse. Lots of mice though, I imagine. Or have you scared them all away?
Are you the spirit half day?
Mm-hmm. Are you an Indian spirit? Light it up for yes if you are an Indian spirit.
Are you still here? I'm not feeling anymore.
Sometimes spirits, you have to understand also, they take a lot of energy to do things. So you'll find that when you go out, they will drain your batteries of your cameras because they take the energy from your equipment to actually be able to do things. So sometimes, you know, they'll kind of fade in and out and come back and forth sort of thing. Myrna, you've done this before, haven't you?
No, I haven't. No.
Is there somebody here that would like to speak with us? If there is, could you come and light up the lights for us, please?
What is that box again?
Which one?
Look at the light.
It's an EMF detector. So it actually detects electricity and things like that. And because spirits actually, they make the temperature change 5 different degrees, they actually take your electricity from your devices. That will make this go off. Because they need that kind of juice to power themselves up.
Cool.
You guys are being really awesome, by the way. You're all being very quiet, which I'm very surprised. You're all staying still and true ghost hunters, I tell you. If there's somebody here with us, could you please make a noise for us?
Why do I hear a clock?
There is a clock in here.
That's one.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to bang on the wall. Could you please do this for me? Can you make any kind of a noise for me? You won't scare us.
I lost interest.
Yeah.
Boring.
We're not that boring, let me tell you. We're pretty good. So I'm going to show you guys while we're here another really neat device that we have. Chris, can you stand behind me there, please? Yeah, I need your headlamp right there. Since I passed mine off.
Spirit box?
Yes.
Very cool.
What is the spirit box?
Okay. A spirit box is something that takes radio stations and white noise caused by them, and it manipulates, the spirits will manipulate them into words for us. Okay?
Hold on, the hitting is coming up.
Yeah. See, it's agreeing with you.
Yeah.
They can't wait.
Oh, let's
So what we can do also, just to prove to everybody, all right, is I'm going to pick up this little thing, and I'm going to move it somewhere else.
Here.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
No problem. And we'll see if it still lights up for her. She seems to be very well connected. Okay, so now everybody must have children or heard children talk, correct? Okay. Everybody knows that when small children talk, it's like they have their own vocabulary. Okay? And it takes some time to learn to hear what they're saying when they're very small. You know how that is with some children, you can't understand them quite because you're not sure, you're not used to the way that they're talking, right? Okay? That's what you have to try and focus on with this, is sometimes it takes a while to hear. You have to listen and try and figure out what you're listening for.
Remember
Okay.
how babies talk? At
Yeah.
the very beginning, words don't always come out right.
That's right. So you gotta kind of try and listen. So we'll turn this on and then we ask questions and we'll see if anybody will answer us. Now,
Anybody can ask any question they want.
Does it have to be a yes or no question?
Nope. You can ask for names. You can ask for names. You can ask any questions.
Why are you here?
Okay. I heard here twice.
I hear.
Did everybody hear here? No?
Can you say why?
Can you just please tell me my name so everybody can hear? Can you tell me anybody's name that's in this room? No, that's a temperature change? So that means something has slipped by you?
Yeah, I can feel it.
Okay, so we're just gonna clear it. Is there somebody here with us tonight?
Yeah.
My name is Myrna. Can you say Myrna? I heard it. Yeah. Thank you very much. It's an old-fashioned name.
Can you tell us how many spirits are with us? Outside. There's 5 outside. Can you tell me, is there 5 spirits here?
Three.
I heard that.
How long have you been here?
Are you a male or a female?
What was that?
You guys do?
Yeah, like it had absolutely nothing to do with any type of radio.
There's no women here tonight. There's only men, correct? I heard speak.
You can actually tell the difference between the different actual radio voices and then that strange one that pops in every now and then.
Do you like us being here? Do you want us to go? Do you want us to stay?
Stay.
So you're able to pick that up though, you can hear, can anybody else hear that? No. Not yet, right? Like I, yeah. It's like when you're trying to realize what a baby's saying, the mother always knows
I
exactly.
have an
what-
11-month grandson at home that is just learning to talk,
Yeah.
so I am more open for that.
Yeah, so it's like sometimes other people can't understand where the mother can. It's like a new language. Are you happy here?
Not really.
Do you like the horses here?
Love them. Is that what you hear?
Yeah, I heard that.
What did you say?
Love them.
That's what I heard.
Love them.
Do you like the other Kim that works here?
Eh?
We usually get a huge no.
Eh?
Can you tell me how old you are?
Six. Oh my
No,
God.
I heard 1, 3.
And then I heard
Six. Yeah, that's
I heard
30.
36.
Is this your home?
Yes. It's good to have your own home.
tell us anybody else's name that might be here? Any other spirits?
Back? Butch? Kenny?
Do you see Kimmy?
Kenny?
Is there a Kenny here with us?
Speech.
Spirit? Can you tell me your name?
Red? Red and Paul.
Does anybody have any questions?
How come you don't go home further than here? Yes, you can. If you want to. Don't be scared. It's like doing something the first time. Yes, it's like doing something the first time. But it's like riding a bike. You never forget.
Please stay.
No staying. Go home. See your family. You have family.
Can you tell me what my son's name is?
Can you tell me if I'm having a boy or a girl?
Baby.
They don't want to tell you.
Come on. Can we ask him about any spirits that follow us?
Yeah?
Do I have any spirits follow me?
I heard two.
Can you tell me who one of them are?
I thought I heard grandparents.
Yes, it's my great grandfather.
Is there anybody that follows my husband?
Love them.
Yes, I do.
Spirits love him.
Where is your husband?
David? My thumb.
Can you tell me if you like Myrna?
No.
I don't know.
Thank you so much.
I don't know.
Everybody likes me.
I heard something else.
Yeah, what's that? So what we're gonna do
Thank you.
is we're gonna shut this down and we're gonna take a small break so everybody can have some coffee if they want, or if you smoke,
okay,
you have to
honey?
go outside to smoke, you can't smoke inside, just so you know.
I'm putting this down now.
Okay,
Sorry, go ahead.
thank you so much.
I was hoping to get an insight, boy or girl.
Okay, well, let's go out and we'll try it.
Okay.
Turn the lights on and
I'm
we'll
not-
try the pendulum.
I totally want to cheat because I want to know, but we're not finding out on the ultrasound.
Okay, well, here we go. We'll
So-
see. I've done this before,
I'll let you know. I'll post it on
and I've been
the...
close. Watch
Yeah,
watch the tripod.
Watch the lights on the tripod so don't bang into it.